So can you tell us what happened on that day?
I really don't want to go too much in it. I don't want the fear to try to pick this shit up and try to give, but you know what I'm saying, some shit.
Show your face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, so if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, this was a funny interview for plenty of reasons. I don't know if DJU decided to get in his Vlad bag, but some of his questions and statements in regards to Big Mike, who was FBG Wooski's older brother, were pretty interesting. And I say that because it was at one point in the clip where DJU tells Big Mike that the reason he asked him about the night Malcolm Stuckey passed away, which is the guy that Big Mike and King Von was accused of killing, for y'all that don't know, was because nobody told us what it was like to go on a drill with King Von. And the first word that came to my head was, duh, right? They not supposed to. And come on, you should know better than that. That's why I say this interview was all around interesting, from DJU's questions down to Big Mike's responses, but we're going to get into all that later. The real reason I wanted to speak on this part of the interview is because Big Mike actually spoke on the reason that he decided to snitch on King Von. And I think this is something that not only the youth coming up glorifying the drill culture need to be aware of, but also some adults that think that that lifestyle is what they want, until they end up in them courtrooms fighting for their life, facing decades, sometimes more, in prison. Not to mention, I think out of everyone secretly cooperating and openly telling, this is the first time we've actually got the chance to see someone from the drill culture speak directly on why they told. I'm not referring to the Butters and the Trenches Newses type of guys. I'm talking about guys who was really involved in situations and knowingly told on someone. Not to mention the hype around Big Mike's name, where King Von would make a song called Why He Told, where everyone alleges that King Von was speaking on Big Mike in the song for snitching on him during their case together. However, I always told y'all that I don't think Von was referring to Big Mike, and if you've been following us long enough, then y'all know exactly who we feel he was talking about. But that's another Pandora's box to open for another time. I want to focus on Big Mike stating the reason he told on King Von, and then hear what you guys got to think about it afterwards. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure you do so now and click that thumbs up button for me so we can get this video into the algorithm. Now real quick, for y'all that don't know who Big Mike is, he's mostly known these days as the guy who King Von would speak about in his song and call him out for snitching on him during the homicide case that they both shared. He's also FBG Wooski's older brother, and it was alleged at the time that Big Mike and Von would attend a party in Chicago back in 2014 where a man by the name of Malcolm Stuckey would lose his life. There's a lot of rumors behind the shooting, with some saying that Stuckey was the target and some saying that he wasn't and was just an innocent bystander. However, Big Mike would agree to testify against King Von. It said that the police didn't know nothing at all, and almost all the knowledge they had about the case came from Big Mike. However, although Big Mike told on Von, he refused to point Von out in trial, and instead, he himself was charged with aggravated battery with firearm and gained himself 28 years in prison. Now, he filed for an appeal and it was granted, which placed him back on the streets, being released just a few months ago. Now he's doing his first known interview with DJU TV. Now, it's bad enough DJU asked him that police question where he told him to describe what happened that night him and King Von allegedly did what they did, and maybe it wasn't intentional, but I'm glad someone off camera was there to check him, because he was definitely about to spill the beans. Y'all check this out.
So can you tell us what happened on that day?
I really don't want to go too much in it. I don't want the fear to try to pick this shit up and try to give, but you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, because I don't want the feds to try to get me for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the state can't pick it up no more, but the feds can.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To try to indict me on that. But basically, you know, a nigga ended up losing his life.
Now here's the thing, and here's what I'm starting to see be very common these days amongst these guys in the drill culture, as they're tricked into catching new charges by admitting to certain crimes on social media. What happens is one or two things. They never got caught for their crime, but get in these interviews and start talking a little too much, letting out way too much information, and either getting themselves involved in cases because now it's known that they have some type of knowledge of it, or sometimes they just tell on themselves. Or if you like Big Mike and you do the time, everything's all over and you think you can now speak on it, but then once you talk about it, now the feds grab it. The state can't retry you, but the feds could pick it up because you just now offered more information, leading them to reopen the case, and then boom, right? All due to social media. Sometimes they involve more people, being that you spoke on certain people that they didn't even know was involved when it came to the state, but then the feds know. And it just goes from there, man. That's becoming very common these days, and it's solely because these guys get in these interviews and feel they have to prove a point by speaking and saying a little too much. Here Big Mike is admitting that he's aware that the feds can pick it up, and yet he was still about to talk about it. It took the woman off camera to let it be known that's not happening, right? Keep your mouth closed. How crazy is that? And you know, that's what's good about having a good woman close, man. DJ, you thought he was about to have a viral moment, but she said nah, you know, and use that as an example of how easy it is to get yourself speaking on something you have no business speaking on publicly. And sometimes we don't even know it. We just get caught in the moment. As you can see during the interview, it was a big Hennessy bottle on the table. I don't know if that was his, but like I said, that happens a lot. We see it with Nori on the Drink Champs, where he get these guys loose and they start opening up about certain things and saying probably a little too much. But it's that liquor courage. It's that alcohol courage that gets you starting to speak on things you wouldn't normally speak about if you were sober. Now, I don't know if that was the case here, but like I said, shout out to that woman because she definitely stopped him from going to elaborate on whatever he was about to speak on. Now, DJ, you were asking the question everyone wanted to know and has been waiting to know for the longest. And he asked Big Mike, why did you tell on King Von? You know, could you explain why you spoke on King Von's name? And to be honest with you, when the question came up, I had a hard time following what Mike was trying to say because it seems as if he was talking in circles. He went from saying people were snitching on him first, trying to say the victims people tried making it seem like he was the bad guy, and he the only one. Then he went on to say he was the one that shot someone, which is crazy, to him putting what he wanted in his appeal and not everything being included, to someone he paid $500 to $600 for to do the appeal. You know, pretty much it was a lot. That's what I'm saying. And like I say, he started talking in circles and never really stated a very clear, vivid reason as to why he did what he did. But he did mention that Von's death probably helped his appeal because it seemed as soon as he passed away, that's when his appeal got approved. Or maybe it's because he was able to put certain things on Von, as most people believe in doing to beat cases, and as most of these guys been doing to Von since he passed away. I'm not sure that's the reason, but he did state that as soon as Von passed away, that's kind of where his motion for appeal got granted. So who knows what was involved in that appeal? I don't know. But he will also make it clear that the public don't know him and Von spoke about certain things behind the scenes. He never elaborated on what they spoke about, but to me it kind of was like he was alluding to like Von knew what he was doing. I'm not sure.
To my homie, he locked up my rap, my co-defendant from the first case. You crazy, gang. You was my boy. Oh, you was my boy. I gave you all type of shit.
Now, it's always sketchy when trying to believe someone about somebody else when that person isn't here, because that person can't defend themselves or tell us what's right or what's wrong. You know, we're just left stuck believing one side. And I don't know if he was trying to say that him and Von spoke behind the scenes and Von knew what he was going to do and he was cool with it or whatever, which is, if that's what he was trying to say, I highly doubt it, because Von has expressed on numerous occasions that he's disappointed in Big Mike for what he did. I mean, he even went as far as making that song Why He Told, in which some of y'all believe that it was towards Big Mike. right? But anyway, moral of the story is that he said he thought at the time the best way for him to get out of that situation was to make it known that they shot at him first, and then he explained everything else that transpired after. And with him explaining everything else that transpired after, that included what King Von did, and you know, that's how Von got caught up in that whole statement, and you know, that was it in a nutshell. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this, what y'all think about the reason behind Big Mike testifying on King Von. Do y'all think it's valid, or do you think you just should never tell? I remember at one point it was like a big back and forth on whether he told or not, because people are saying that yeah, he testified or he wrote a statement, but he didn't point Von out. But here's my thing, once you say anything, it just is what it is. You know, at that point he shouldn't even recanted his statements, because he already said what he said, whether he pointed him out or not. He said what he said, right? So I don't know, like I said, it is what it is. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. And I'm out.